Hey guys, so in the last video I showed you how to set up your Amazon Associates account. In this video I'm going to show you how to properly fill your tax information, especially if you are a non-US citizen, and also how to avoid the 30% tax withholding on Amazon so that you can make more from your Amazon commission as you promote products on Amazon. Okay, let's not waste any time, let us get into it. So here we are on our Amazon Associates dashboard, and we are going to go on to fill out our tax information. There is also the payment information, but for now we're going to focus on the tax information. If you've done this before, you want to change, go to your email by the right and click on account settings, and it should lead you to your account settings page where you have a bunch of options to maybe change your password, link store ID, edit your whatever websites that you've entered before. And on the right there, you can see we can change our payment method and also fix our tax information. Right now, you can see it's saying incomplete. Okay, so but I'm just going to scroll back up and click on the notification there to continue filling out the tax information. Now the page is loading. So the first thing here is, what is your tax classification? That is the most important part of the whole process. There are two options for you to choose: individual or business. Most people will go with the individual one, but I'm going to show you the difference between the two and why this is so important. Okay, so stick with me to the end of the video, but for now we're just going to select individual because that's what will be most people's reality. And then we move on. Are you a US citizen? Of course I am not, so I'm going to say no, and then scroll all the way down again. Now they're saying, are you acting as an intermediary agent or receiving payment on behalf of someone? Of course no, this is our business. So now we're going to fill out our name, and then select the country, of course, and then your permanent address. This is the address that would have been linked to your actual Amazon account when you created the account, but you can always edit it and maybe add a different address or a new address, and then select that as a permanent address. And then once the address part is done, we can now go down to, I have a non-US TIN, which is the tax identity number. So, but what you want to do if you have selected individual is to say uncheck that, because if you're from Nigeria, for instance, your country does not have that. And so the option you select is the country where I'm liable to pay tax does not issue TIN to its residents, because that's our reality here in Nigeria. Then you can click on continue and just sign and submit, straightforward from there. But I want to show you the business part of things because that's the one I'm going to use and that's the one I recommend. So you have to first have registered your business, have a registered business, and select the business option. And then, are you a US citizen? Again, say no. What type of owner are you? So there are options here. Two options I would recommend is corporation or international organization, but for me, I'm just going to select international organization. That's the one I've always used whenever I've actually created an affiliate link, an associates account before for a different business. So yeah, this is international organization. So the same question, are you acting as an intermediary? Of course no. Select that same question like when you select the individual, and then we go down again. Now we have to put in the name of the organization, not a person's name, and that's the name of the business there. And I think just forget this optional one where it says disregarded the entity, leave that empty. Of course country should be Nigeria. Permanent address, same as before, same jig, just move on. Now this is where you have to select I have a non-US TIN and enter your TIN from when you registered your business. If you had registered your business in Nigeria, you will have your TIN. We have that for the TheBrimFactor, and that's what I'm using here. And then when we scroll down, location of services performed should say all services will be performed outside of the US. And after this, we check the consent for the W-8BEN form. That's what it's called. The non-US citizen form is called W-8BEN. Of course, I certify and all of that. Sign by putting in your name, and of course the date is automatically generated for the day that you're filling out the form. Now we can save and preview. Okay, so now that's the preview. Very simple form. The difference there is just in the selection of individual and business that will change what you see and what you fill out in the form. So you can also go back and make changes. I think I want to make a change because that's not the entirety of our name. The name of organization should be TheBrimFactor Global services. So I omitted that. So just fill that out and go back and continue, fill out the name again, and of course see the rundown of things. And now I'm just going to go on and submit the form and show you the juicy part, which is the fact that your tax information has been received and successfully validated. Applicable withdrawal rate is what? 0%. So that 30% that most people will pay to Amazon for each commission, for every commission, is going to be waived because I have registered as a business. So this business is supposed to be paying tax in a different country, which is Nigeria. So there's no point for them to tax me again in the US. Makes sense? So that's just how you can get rid of that 30%. So the thing is just to register your business beforehand. But I need to mention that you should also be conscious of the fact that if you're using your TIN, it means that you are liable to pay tax in Nigeria. Okay, so in the long run you should have this in the back of your mind. You could get into tax issues when your company becomes big. Some people do this because they are individuals, they feel like they can evade tax. It's not as serious here in Nigeria as it is in other countries like the US, but just keep in mind that once you have your TIN registered and you're not paying tax in a different country where you're making money, like now we're trying to make money from the US, you are liable to pay tax in Nigeria. I'm not a tax advisor, but I'm just telling you what is applicable, so that later down the line when you've made a lot of money or something, your tax, your business movements and all is traced, and they find that you've actually been making money with your TIN as a registered business and stuff, and they say, hey, from all of this money you've made, you owe us maybe 20% or whatever to the Nigerian government. You're not surprised. Okay, just to clarify all of that. So now we've set up our tax information. The next thing you want to do is to set up your payment information, and that's the reason why you want to watch this next video. I will see you there.